Hello, and welcome to Those Halcyon Nights, a Vampire the Masquerade one-shot set in Southampton, England in 2017. With me tonight... You're down there.
I may as well go first. Hi, I'm Phil. I'll be playing Patrick Duncan, and I believe I'll be our first Banu Hakim on the channel.
I'm Nat. I'm playing Edmure Robinson, who is a Tremere.
And I'm Rob, playing Terence Bray of Clan Brujar.
So this is going to be a fairly unique one-shot tonight, as far as I know. And I'd like to share the Chronicle tenets with you all beforehand, so you know what sort of things our player characters will be working off of today. The Chronicle tenets in Southampton are keep the peace, power is earned, and most importantly, kindred survival above all. And with that, I think we can just get right into it, don't you think? So, Terence, you've only been in this city for maybe a month or two now, after being chased out of Birmingham by the cowards of the Second Inquisition. You're struggling to get your feet a little. You had pretty much everything, and it was snatched away from you incredibly quickly. You've been told that your first forum is tonight. And quite frankly, forum is just another fucking stupid name for what these idiots call court. You don't understand why everything has to be so different around here. Possibly due to those loyalties you had to swear when you got, accepted as a refugee. But it's a bit of a pain in the ass.
Well, if they insist.
So as you head to your first court, you'll be going to the Mayflower Theatre near the Southampton waterfront. My other two players will obviously be there because they are kindred of this city. As you kind of step in, it's far less crowded than you would ever be used to. There's possibly only about 40 to 45 people here. A mixture of Camarilla and Anarchs, seemingly living together in complete peace. And this is almost anathema to you. It's disgusting, quite frankly. These people are so different to you, and they shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be working together in this sort of tentative, disgusting sort of peace. Regardless, you're going to find your place, sit down, and, you could describe yourself, please.
Yeah, of course. So Terence is about slim, average height, has notably androgynous features, so very hard to distinguish whether or not they're male or female. Long brown hair, typically tied back when out and about, but particularly here at the forum, it's hanging loose. Always wears impeccably stylish and expensive clothes. Again, the style is a little bit androgynous, so somewhere between a metrosexual chic, or as the Americans might call it, a pantsuit. And in terms of the face, it's sort of striking green eyes. The face could be somewhat classically beautiful, but it's somewhat ruined by a few scars of different sorts, and a particularly supercilious or haughty expression that dominates it.
Sitting up in one of the booths is a rather important kindred. You are the only neutral party in this entire city. If you so much as even show a slight allegiance to either the Camarilla or the Anarch, you'll be disposed of, and it will not be pretty. Patrick, if you'd like to describe your character, please.
So Patrick looks maybe late 30s. He's dressed in basically a red coat with tails. He's with a tidy black shirt underneath, beard, neatly trimmed beard to the face, hair a little long, but he's fine with that. He's currently holding in one hand a goblet of vitae, what we could smell as vitae, and he has a cane just resting to his side.
Patrick, you are the mediator. You settled disputes between the Camarilla and the Anarch that anyone else is a little too biased to do so. You look on each single case that is presented to you with absolute objectivity. Absolutely no bias shown. Sitting down in the more, we don't like to say common seats in the forum, but Edmure, would you please describe your character?
So Edmure is around 34 years of age. He is, I would say, dressed quite plainly, but always quite smartly. He's probably got some plain kind of, maybe slightly military cut jacket. Probably looks a bit curious in modern nights. I would describe him as ruggedly handsome. He has sideburns. And yeah, he's quite often very serious-faced, quite unfriendly probably to look at. And yeah, he's just sat there currently.
So the rest of you that aren't almost completely new to the city would know that Forum starts when the prince wants it to. Luckily for you lot, he wants it to start quite soon. As he steps out onto the stage and you see a dark-skinned man with fairly long dreadlocks down to about just above his, just below his shoulders. He's looking... Patrick and Edmure, you'd notice he's looking a lot weaker than before, which isn't usual. Usually vampires with his blood and his, the potency and the age he has, it tends to quicken and they just get stronger and stronger over time. Prince Brennac's looking weaker, and he has done at every single forum that's happened. On his arm is a woman dressed in what could only be described as incredibly stereotypical Victorian dress. Sort of corset, boded, kind of cleavage out, very uppity and haughty, has a fan with her. You would know this as Christina Fox, the Toreador representative. In Southampton, there is no primogens. Each clan has a representative that is more democratically elected than others. As the prince steps out, he looks around, which almost instantly begets silence from everyone else.
My fellows, I regret to inform you that another 3 cities have fallen. Birmingham, Glasgow, and Exeter. We have amongst our midst the only survivor of those 3 cities.
He looks at you, Terence.
I will stand slightly and then give him a slight nod and bow.
Nods back.
In recognition. With a smirk towards Miss Fox.
We have received a refugee request from cities currently under siege. Edinburgh. Into our ranks, we will be accepting.
Kind of leans off and Stina whispers in his ear.
5 Camarilla clans and 15 Anarch clans.
And almost immediately, among the people in the cheap seats, it erupts in, they can't do this, that'll upset the balance, and just immense amounts of controlled chaos, shall we say. Prince Brennac just stops for a second, sighs, holds a hand to his throat, and his voice amplifies.
Silence! My advisor will talk to certain members of you. On to my second announcement. We have a traitor in our midst. If some of you have noticed, our harpy is missing.
Looking around, you cannot see Mr. Graham Lineburn anywhere. And this is not usual for him. He is a cowardly man. He just takes the job, does it, and does not raise his head. So for him to not be here is, quite frankly, it's concerning.
I must rest, however. These nights are taking a toll on me, and I need to retire to my chambers.
He just kind of steps off, fairly undignified now that Christina isn't on his arm. She steps up and looks around the auditorium and addresses everyone. Yes, Prince Brennack has told me to initiate a blood hunt on Mr. Lineburn. An order that is given to every single person here. You are to bring him here, alive or dead, I care not. Also, the fact that he has absconded means that there may be more traitors in our midst. If there are any of you that do not see any of your compatriots here at this mandatory forum, please tell me their names. Edmure, looking around, you do not see Julia here.
Edmure will double check, look around again.
Yep, roll me we'll do the first roll. Roll me a wits and awareness.
Oh, yay. Okay. Ooh. 4 successes.
4 successes. Looking around, you take stock of everyone here. There's only one person you don't recognize.
If
and
I
Julia's
may,
not here. Yep.
that is 6 successes, messy critical.
Oh, is it?
6 successing messy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Messy critical.
yeah, sorry, 2 10s. Yep.
Looking around, yeah, again, you do not notice Julia. And that newcomer, you don't know who the fuck he is. But you bet he's got something to do with it. So what are you doing? Are you announcing that Julia is not here? Or are you keeping it to yourself?
I think he will keep it to himself.
Okay. You will take 2 stains.
Oof. Okay.
Christina continues. I expect you all, as is your intentions, to bring back this man, dead or alive, tonight. We are a port city. It is very likely that he will escape before morning, and he probably has contacts to get him out. I expect all of you to do this. It is your duty to your city. She looks at each of you in turn. Mediator. Edmure, please show our newcomer and take him with you on this. With that, she steps back, looks around at everyone, bows once more, and follows where the prince went. And there is a lot of general low-level murmur and noise, as citywide bloodhunts don't tend to happen a lot in this city. They only do when someone really fucked up. Really badly.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I send a message to Knight.
Yep.
To using the code phrase that we use to basically watch, keep an eye out for for this.
You'll get a text back that kind of looks like garbled nonsense to anyone else. But you and your cipher would realize that he's just saying, yeah, got it.
Oh, sorry.
I stand up, stretch, and just start tapping with the cane. Just tap, tap, tap. Not rushing, just walking towards them.
So, Edmo, you will know that Patrick is the mediator. He is the person that settles any arguments that happen in this city that would threaten the peace.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who really fuck up under his judgment, they go missing.
Okay. Before he does anything else, Edmure is going to get his phone out and he's going to shoot a quick text to Julia.
Yep.
Along the lines of, you are not present. Are you well? And he'll wait a few minutes before doing anything else if he gets a response.
You'll get a reply saying, I'm fine, why?
He'll just respond with, you should have been at the meet. It's compulsory.
A single text back that just says, fuck.
He won't respond to that. He'll pocket his phone and he will stride purposefully towards Patrick. Mr. Duncan.
Mr. Redbeard.
I understand that we are to babysit the newcomer.
Newcomer or not, he's still now kindred of the city.
Well, shall we meet him?
I just turns and hands resting over on his cane, looking towards Terence.
Well, Terence will probably have pulled out his phone, opened it up, and are other people using their phones, or are they just texting?
It's like the people you can see around you are not. They've got no inhibitions about using their phones because they're probably starting to call in contacts to start this blood hunt.
So he will certainly open up the phone, speed dial Tavendish, and just quickly ask him, Tavendish, would you bring the car around, please, and make sure the boot is appropriately supplied. I feel like a hunt tonight.
You'll get a very, very kind of curt reply. Of course. Give me 5 minutes.
And then he'll pretty much just stay on the phone, even though he's not talking to anybody, just waiting for the other two to see whether or not they're actually going to come to him or not.
Edmure is walking towards you with some purpose.
Patrick's not.
So you are the new one, yes?
Hold off kind of answering for a second and then say, I'll have to get back to you, and then put the phone away. Yes, I'm new in town, it would seem. I'm Terence Bray. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, Edmure Robinson. And Edmure will offer his hand.
Terence will take it and firmly shake it.
Likewise, quite a firm handshake.
Seems quite a to-do.
Yes, it is most concerning. Still, at least we'll be busy.
Is your friend not joining us?
Mr. Bray?
Yes.
So step towards by the time whilst they've been talking, Patrick has been scanning the room, so you'd like to kind of get the general feel of the kindred there.
I don't think you need to roll for this. The general feeling is people, like I said, people are starting to take note and call up contacts and are starting to leave fairly quickly because a blood hunt's just been called.
Just tap, tap, tap. There's no rush.
Edmure sighs.
I suppose there's no rush for us to catch this individual, is there?
No, and good job too.
So, which clan are you of, Edmure?
Clan Tremere. And yourself?
I see. Clan Brujar.
Ah, interesting.
Takes about maybe another minute before Patrick reaches you.
Nice of you to join us.
Good evening.
Good evening. And there's a slight sort of nodded bow of greeting towards Terence.
Terence Bray, Clan Brujar.
Patrick Duncan, the mediator.
Terence, that means absolutely fucking nothing to you.
I see. Well, I've asked my valet to bring the car around when possible. Should speed us along a little.
Oh, you wish us to travel in your vehicle?
That is okay.
Well.
It should be large enough to accommodate the three of us.
Oh, I was not worried about size, more security, but I suppose it will have to do.
Security?
Well, I do not know you, sir. And now you want me to get inside your car?
Well, then. It seems we are to hunt together.
Yes. Well, it must, I suppose. Forgive me, I did not expect this evening.
You would prefer to walk, I say, my eyes flicking to Patrick.
I would prefer to arrive at my destination with my own means, secure means. But I will not. I will not be impolite.
The question that I have for you both is: do we know where we are going? Do we have a destination?
No, I am new to the city. I'm sure that you two have better understanding of who this individual is that we're supposed to be hunting.
Can we
at this point, kind of Christina will kind of come up to you with fanning herself and go, I see you have met.
Christina.
Ah, Miss Fox. He will kind of bow and proffer his hand out to Miss Fox.
She will take it. He
will do his proper Victorian duty and and form.
I wish to give you a little bit of a head start, so to speak. He was talking's difficult. He was last seen leaving Southampton Central Station, the train station. And from what my ghouls have been telling me, he's headed towards the port. So he's probably trying to escape by sea.
That is most useful, but forgive the question, but I can't help but wonder why you are assisting us in this way.
I just thought I'd give our newcomer a little bit of a heads up. He has quite the reputation back in Birmingham. Or did.
Oh, interesting.
One doesn't escape such a purge without a few skills and talents.
Exactly, and I believe those would be put to good use here.
I'm glad that we did not rush out the door and instead waited to enjoy your most wondrous company, my lady.
Well, thank you. I must go and tend to the prince, but I am glad you have all met. And remember, bring him back. I do not care if he is dead or alive. If he is alive, well, let's just say we can set an example of him. And she walks off.
Now we have a destination.
Yes. So, shall we depart?
Paddy
That's
turns and walks towards the door.
Yep.
Moving at a decent speed now.
I would not wish you, Edmure, to travel if you are uncomfortable with my in my vehicle. Perhaps 2 vehicles may be of more assistance if you'd prefer to travel alone.
No. Forgive me, I am overly cautious sometimes. I think the circumstances warrant us perhaps all being together.
So as you come out of the front of the Mayflower Theatre, Cavendish, your valet, is waiting for you, just standing beside the car.
I'm going to take note of the number plate and send a text to Rosa.
Yep.
It's saying, is this car going to be in? Keep an eye. We should be aiming towards the port.
You won't get a text back, but you know she doesn't do the whole texting back thing.
Edmure is going to give the car a thorough once over, just checking for any kind of traps, anything, basically. Security check.
Well, Terence, is the car trapped?
No, not that I'm aware of. It probably looks like quite a robust car. One of those larger Bentleys. So pretty solid, sizable. So, enough space for a good 5-6 people.
As he sees you coming, he just opens the front door.
I'll get straight in and let the others do what they wish.
Will your companions be joining us?
Yes, Cavendish.
Very good. So he gets
Once
out
they've
and
finished
goes to the back door.
inspecting the vehicle.
Patch just sent off that text and then he's entering.
It is more than satisfactory. Thank you. Edmure will enter.
As you kind of get in and all settle down, Cavendish doesn't even turn his head. He just looks out the front windows. And where to?
Is it the port? Yes, the port.
Of course. Should only be about a 15-minute drive. And with that, they set off. Along the way, Patrick, you'll get a text from Mr. McKnight, who, again, in his usual garbled nonsense, to anyone else maybe looking over your shoulder at the text, it will just say, like, but again, in your cipher, you will say, small boat, 2 a.m., unscheduled.
And do I get details of whereabouts it is, or just small?
I'm gonna roll. He's competent, but he might not be that competent. Luckily for you, he's feeling very competent tonight.
Good.
So he describes a small area of the docks where 2 crates sort of intertwine, but there's also a very small gap that people could kind of step in and out unnoticed if it was, say, 2 a.m. To the other 2 of you in the car, this is incredibly weird because Patrick's phone has been going off a lot. And if you've even snuck a glance, they don't seem to be saying fucking anything. It's just shit. But there's almost a constant in the back.
Is there a problem, Mr. Duncan?
No.
Right. I'd hoped for rather more explanation, I must say.
In that case, we are in luck. I have a location.
Ah. Okay, well, go on.
I can simply show you when we get there.
Very well.
It seems we are now putting ourselves in this individual's trusting hands.
As we are in your car. We are trusting in your hands.
We're all
I
good
did
friends
check.
together.
I assure you the car is, like I said, satisfying.
satisfactory.
As in secure, I don't mean any value judgment on your car. One car is much like another to me. As long as it propels me forward, that will do.
That's all you require. I would rather travel in a little luxury, and he kind of knocks the windows, ensure that nobody is looking in at me.
You're heading down like a fairly not. It would usually be busy during the day, but it's about like 1:30 at night, so there's no one there. And Edmure, as you look out, the walls, the windows are kind of like that thick with glass and pretty tinted. People aren't going to be looking in and seeing you.
So nobody's really mentioned who is this, or which clan is this individual of? What was he,
Patrick,
Harpy or something?
Patrick, you would know he is a Markavian.
From my understanding, he is Clan Markavian.
They said he was a traitor. Constitutes a traitor here. I mean, it's clear that it doesn't have to just be. I mean, there's obviously an agreement, it would seem, between different factions of the city.
So I'll say Edmure. Down here, sorry. This call's different. You would know that for a blood hunt like this to be called very quickly, it would be either an incredible breach of the peace, a attempt to drive the factions apart, or an attempt on one of the representative or the prince's life. The peace being the most egregious of them all.
For such a hunt to be called at such short notice can only be one of a few things. Perhaps an attempt on the life of the prince or someone of similar standing. Perhaps an attempt to ruin the harmonious nature of our city, as you've noted. Or a breach of the peace. One of those three, I think, most probable here.
See. Well, no matter.
It doesn't take too much longer for you to get to the outside of Southampton port. As it's so late in the night, there's no real guards posted up, and your valet has the credentials to be let through regardless. So you pull up to the guard post station. Cavendish just nods, shows a small ID, and you are ushered through into the port.
What time is it?
It's about about this point it'll be about 1:45.
We have approximately 15 minutes. Let us move.
Very good. You think any others would have made it this far already?
Unlikely, but it is possible. How well lit is the area?
It's not too well lit. There may be a floodlight, like a pretty decent floodlight, about every 30 to 35 meters, which casts a very distinct beam of light down to where it is placed under. But as it's not currently functioning as a port, most of them are turned off, only leaving one up to illuminate the occasional surrounding area so that people coming in don't get lost.
So I'm assuming we're about to stop. The car's about to stop at this point.
Yeah, you'd be in the car park at this point, and Cavendish will be going round to everyone's doors and opening them for them.
Help. Stretch.
Yeah, Edmure will leave the car and immediately start scanning the area for threats or anything unusual.
Do you need me to wait here, sir, for you?
That would be appreciated. Would you mind cracking the boot? I think I have a couple of items in there I'd like to retrieve.
Of course. He goes around to the back and slides up the boot for you, and I will say, Edmure, make your wits and awareness roll, as well as anyone else that wants to.
Okay.
I will activate my heightened senses.
Yep.
And then it's adding
I have 3 successes.
3.
2. Because of that, I have 4 successes.
4 successes. So with your heightened senses, you pick up there's a lot of small bits of movement around, kind of like a tick, tick around, but with your heightened senses you probably pick up that there's probably a lot of rats and like a lot of secret like seagulls and stuff just moving around, kind of picking up the debris of the day's trading, so to speak. You'd both notice a figure kind of moving from crates to crates off in the distance, off to your like kind of southwest, and they are moving towards the spot that you were told about, Patrick.
Ah, there he is.
Terence, what are you retrieving from your car?
Popping the back and from underneath, picking out a gun and probably some kind of a blade, just slipping them about my person.
Yep. When you're finished, having to closes the boot again for you and goes, I shall wait here until looks his watch. 4 a.m. So then I must get home. I apologise.
Certainly. Hot cocoa, is it?
A good day's sleep.
Well, I'm sure that we'll be back before then.
Patrick
I have no doubt.
Terence comes back around. Patrick will inform the other two of where the location where this man is headed.
Edmure, you will have noticed it as well.
so they know where he's going.
Yep.
And I go, let us move separately and quietly.
Agreed.
I will slip into the night.
Yep.
And I will activate Shadow Cloak.
Cool.
So I would like to basically stealth up.
Yeah. Everyone will, if you're moving slowly, everyone give me a dexterity plus stealth.
Dex plus.
And whatever Shadow Cloak does.
That gives me 2 extra dice to my stealth.
Nice.
Whereas with my blood potency, increases it to fine, I'll leave it at 3. That's a very poor roll for that.
So what's everyone got?
I have 3 successes.
3?
I have 2.
I have a mighty 1.
Oh.
I am taking the early morning walk approach.
As you kind of all separately, how are you doing this? Are you going in like sort of a 3-pronged pincer movement? Or how are each of you approaching? Though the like kind of site you are approaching is one of the dock drop-off points, but off to the side of one of them, 3 of the shipping crates are placed in a triangle, with one very slight open part of the triangle facing towards the water.
That's the point where I'm headed.
Yeah.
Headed towards.
Edmure would want to make sure that any kind of potential escape route, we'd all covered each one of them, so he'd be coming gesturing with his hands where we should all be going, basically.
Yep. And
Terence
you're
will
just
be
walking
making
right
the
up
most
to it.
direct route.
So you would all like with the wits and stuff you noticed you rolled before, you would definitely notice a small man. He's probably about 5'2", kind of like a comb over that didn't improve when he was embraced. That's kind of off to the side, kind of like big winter jacket up, like with a set of files to his chest, and he is looking around in the middle of the triangle desperately.
He
doesn't seem to have noticed you. Any of you.
I'm gonna slip up.
Yep.
Quite as I can. Can I basically get behind him?
Yeah. He rolled a total of 0 successes. So yes.
And I can tell this is definitely
Graham Limeram.
Definitely Graham Limeram. So I will pull free a stake.
Yep.
And then get on the back.
Yeah.
I will also.
No, go ahead.
I will also blood surge for this.
Yep. So make your roll. It's I'll say. Actually, I'm going to look at your sheet and tell you what to roll because you're pretty fucking good at this.
Yeah.
I'll say strength and melee.
Strength and melee. Okay.
At a static difficulty of 1 because he does not know you are there.
Yeah. Yeah. I will definitely. Blood surge, which adds. That. I think that's all I can add to it. So. Okay, that is for 6 successes, messy critical.
Okay.
Which I believe is the 5 successes that I need to ram it straight in.
Yeah. So as you. Okay, so the messy critical is going to take place as just like this. As you step up behind him, grab the stake. You cannot help but putting your hand on his shoulder, turning him to face you, and looking him directly in the eyes. He drops the files, and they just go whoosh, scattered off into the wind and the port, just straight into the sea. But you take your stake and you just ram it in, and the two of you hear a and a as he falls to the ground.
And I'll pick up what files I can.
There's none. They all flew into the ocean with the wind.
Right.
Parents will nod appraisingly at the swift movement of this
You would
apparently
definitely notice
slow individual.
You would definitely notice the turnaround was a bit brutal, though.
You know, walk out and slowly clap.
It echoes around a little.
A little brash.
Traitors of the city.
I hope those files weren't anything important, but
If you would get to pick him up.
They are lost to the water.
Apparently so.
If you're coming up and joining him, you will see probably about 18 meters out now are just files that are just gathering all the water they can and just starting to sink.
Edmure is gonna try and get them if he can, in that case.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting role, I will say. If I get the right character sheet up, that would help. I will say.
How are you trying to get them? Are you?
Yeah. What's your approach to how you're getting them? Like, are you just jumping straight in the water to try and retrieve them, or?
If he can just kind of reach out and grab them without going in, that's preferable. Yeah, that's preferable.
Okay, so if you're not even trying to go into the water, you just reach out and grab some, the some that you can. They are a soggy, shitty mess, and you can kind of barely keep them together. And the one you can kind of manage to keep together was tucked into the manila folder of the file, and it just seems to be a list of kind of outgoing shipping patterns that aren't. Looking them over, it's kind of just this is for a ferry. This one's for a group of livestock that got brought in. They don't seem too important.
Whilst Edmure is trying to sort of lean over and get them, Terence will attempt to sort of run out and see if he can get any that are floating or any of the stuff that's still sort of almost in the air. Yeah. Trying to use some traversal to essentially run around in the water and scooping off anything that's available.
Oh, I like that.
Nice.
Okay. I will say, give me a
I think it's normally dexterity.
Yeah, dexterity and athletics, yeah, I'd say. Okay. With your traversal bonus.
Okay. So yeah, 5 successes. It's normally 3, I think. So
yeah.
I
So
around
the rest of you watch as Terence kind of psychs himself up a little and then just bolts over not over the surface of the water, but it's not like a kind of Jesus walking over water thing. It is he puts one foot to the water and pushes off, kind of getting some sort of traction on something you hadn't seen maybe, and just using that to kind of sort of jump run. And as he does, he kind of picks up maybe one that started flying and like a few that maybe look a little more structurally sound than the rest of them that are kind of just turning into like pulp and mush in the water. You kind of get up maybe 2 or 3 more pages that are still structurally sound.
Whilst they're doing this, I'm looking in the direction that that's this. I guess I've forgotten his name. Because I'm smart. That Graham was looking, and because he seemed to be looking out for someone, I'm going to see what I can see.
Yeah.
From the way he was looking.
Give me a wits and awareness, please.
And my hidden senses are still up, so.
Yep.
3.
You could see, kind of like off in the distance, what looked like maybe something moving on the horizon, but seeing someone running around the water has decided to go off in the opposite direction.
How far away are they?
With your heightened senses, you probably guess maybe about 150 feet off.
Quite a way.
Yeah. They came in, again, from what you can probably gather, just using your knowledge, saw someone running around on the water and decided to go, that's not who I was looking for, and fuck off.
Are they going towards the direction of where cars are parked, or another?
They're going back into the open sea.
Back into the open sea.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Then, because I can't see any name of boat or anything like that.
No, it's too far away.
When Terence gets back to the shore with the paper, we'll hand it off to Edmure, saying, "You're the bookish sort, I presume."
He would be correct, and that was most efficient. Impressive.
Well,
unfortunately,
you dealt with these.
Unfortunately, you appear to have scared off the one who Graham was waiting for.
Ah, pity.
Where?
Out to sea.
I don't see anything across the waves.
It was there. It is gone.
Do we need a boat now to continue the chase?
Too far off.
Too far off for a boat?
Too far off. Do you like to be able to catch them tonight? And also the hunt was for Graham.
True.
Well, perhaps if you hadn't been quite so rash, Mr. Duncan, we would have been able to extract more evidence.
We have Graham. He has been staked. They can extract more when we get them back.
Then perhaps we should make our way back. This peace thing, I'm guessing that would mean that it would prevent anybody else from taking our prize from us, were we to encounter them on the way back.
Quite.
Yeah.
That would be breaking the peace.
It would, yes.
Good.
So in theory, we should be quite safe.
In theory.
In theory.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Do they seem confident that that's
Yeah.
like...
Definitely. So as you kind of gather up the currently torpored body of Graham Lineburn, Patrick, your phone will ring.
I'll answer.
A voice you will recognize as Mr. Ike McKnight. Kind of just... Did you have to do that? All that running around on the water?
Was not me. Were you able to get any information about the boat?
No, just that one was going to be coming in at 2. And as you've still got heightened senses up, right?
Yep.
As you look up, like, he just says, one of the top of the cranes, master. And as you look up to one of the top of the cranes, you just see a small figure just wave down at you.
No, I'm back now. Good work.
I'm going to have to be around here a bit to see if anyone saw that. So,
I know.
kindly fuck off.
We will do. Well done.
Puts the phone down and you see... Yeah, I think, Edmo, you'd see this as well. You just see, like, a figure start to, like, clamber down along the cranes and go off.
Is Mr. Duncan looking at the figure as if he knows them?
Are you?
I just want a glance, nod, back, trying to keep that fairly impassive.
That does not concern you, Mr. Duncan.
Do you think I'm not have a contact?
Ah, so he's meant to be there. Well, that is all then. That is fine. Then let us depart, I suppose.
Yes. And they can call off the rest of the hunt. And
So
the
as
rest-
you... Look, I'm assuming you load him back into the boot of your car.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So where are you taking him? Are you taking him straight back to the Mayflower Theatre where the forum was held? Or are you calling someone? Or what's the dealio?
I presume get back in the car and start
Yep.
asking Cavendish to start taking us back. So, the paperwork, is it anything interesting, or...?
Edmure will consider the bits of the paperwork that Terence retrieved.
Yeah. So as you kind of look those over, it's kind of more of the same. It's a lot of shipping manifests, but one name in particular of one of the like clients that's written down has been circled in red a lot of times. And you would see that name as John Bohr di Morello Imixstrata. Sounds Italian.
Can you run that last name by me again?
I will put it in the Roll20 chat for you because it's
Splendid.
spelt very strangely.
Quite a mouthful.
There we go.
It appears to be shipping manifests in the main. There is, however, it's quite curious, there is a name that is circled in red many times throughout the document. A John Bohr di Morello Mixtrata, rather. It is not a name I recognise.
The name I recognise? I don't know.
Roll me. Let's say. I'm going to go strange on this one. Roll me wits and leadership.
Okay.
Patrick, you will have no idea who this is,
Yep. No.
and that's worrying.
Oh.
Was that, was that one success?
One success.
One success.
I suppose I could willpower that, couldn't I?
You could.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got 2 dice. You can willpower that though.
Where is that willpower?
Just on the look at your willpower. It says willpower reroll. So you can 2.
Well.
Nice. So that brings it to 3 successes.
I
believe.
No, it brings it to 5.
5? Win. Oh.
5 critical win.
Yeah. See, that changes things. Now I need to think about how much information I need to give you.
Oh, I love critical wins.
Yeah. You would recognize this. It was weird. Because he was a outlier in Birmingham. Where you came from.
Kindred.
He came in not too long, maybe about 12 or so years before the Second Inquisition ravaged your home city, and disappeared about 2 years before they did. But you'd know that name.
And that's a name that within the documents I will forward to McKnight.
Yep.
And go. Basically, a very busy moment, but when you can, look into it.
Yeah, you'll get one back that says, "I told you, fuck off," but okay.
This John Boar, it rings a bell. What's it in relation to? Is it a shipping manifest? He's having something delivered, or?
It's just in the name of one of the clients list, and there is there's nothing that's given to you as what he ordered or what he's got shipping in. It is just a name circled.
Is he present in the city at all? Just out of interest.
Neither of you would know him. You don't even recognize the name.
I've not heard the name, sir. You, however, do you know this individual?
In passing.
Oh.
Could say that we have a matter of honour to resolve between the two of us.
Intriguing. Okay, so a person you would consider untrustworthy, then?
Yes. As in, he has no honour. And I think he needs to be relieved of a certain amount of his remaining knights. If it seems strange, though, that he would be highlighting this. I mean, the Malkavians, they're known for their issues, yes?
Yes, that would be right.
Some of them quite paranoid.
It is most curious. We shall inquire further at the forum.
Very well.
So you're heading back to the Mayflower Theatre, where the forum was held?
I'll send a text to Rosa saying that we're leaving, same car.
Yep. So again, it only takes about 20 minutes for you to get back to the Mayflower Theatre. And when you do...
Is there a not obvious place to park to be able to get this torpid body inside?
I'm consulting my brain map of Southampton. Give me a second. Because I used to visit every single weekend for 14 years. So I am trying, my brain is kind of just yeah, there's kind of, as you kind of come down the main road leading in, there is a side alley that kind of goes around the back of the theatre.
There's a stage door and stuff.
Yeah, so you'd definitely be able to pull back around it.
So certainly try and get around the back, and then when we open the boot with him in, basically try and get Tamandish to put an umbrella up or something, and then essentially manhandle him out like he's essentially drunk or something, and take him in the stage door that way.
Yeah, Tamandish would kind of just have an absolutely huge parasol that he just flits down behind him and keeps a watch out, and as you disappear into the stage door. He puts it down. Goes back to waiting by the car.
I will also say that the moment we were kind of leaving the docks, both Ironton's and Shadow Cloak went off.
Yep. So as you come in back into the stage door and come back up onto where the stage would be, kind of looking around to see if anyone's still here, Miss Fox again will come up behind you. Oh, well, you are efficient. Leave him here. He will be judged tomorrow's forum. There will be one held, and I think we shall make an example of him, don't you think? Of those who would break the peace.
He broke the peace.
Of course.
As
we
we
would
caught
not
him.
call one without.
Might I inquire? I'm new here. I'm not entirely aware of all the rules. What exactly did he offend, so that I might avoid such mistakes myself?
Of course. So, as you know, as a refugee yourself, this city is somewhat sacred. The Second Inquisition has already swept over this city once, while multiple of us still here recognize it. And they found nothing because of the rules and the laws that we keep in place. If even a single skirmish between the Camarilla and the Anarchs were to break out again, they would have reason to search for us again. And we cannot guarantee the same results, if you get my drift. So the peace is monumental. It must be kept, which is why our rules are so strict.
So this was a factional dispute then?
I believe so.
And
he decided to assault one of... I sent some lovely gangrels off on a fact-gathering mission. And when they came back, he was covered in blood, full of the belly, and 2 of them were gone.
Most curious. And what is the reason for this dispute? Do you know?
If I knew, he would have run. If I knew, well, let's just say the guilty don't run, and she just kicks him.
Yes, quite. Well, we also found these papers, and as you will see, there is a name there I do not recognize, but our new friend here, Mr. Bray, has heard of this individual from Birmingham.
Do you show her do you hand the papers over?
Yeah, he hands them over.
She, flicks through a few of them, and when she gets to the red circled name, you see this massive grin show up on her face. She goes, "Oh, Mr. Bray, you know our friend, do you?"
In passing.
Well, I think the 3 of you, I may have another job for you tomorrow.
You think this individual was in league with him? Or...
I think he had something to do with it, yes. I think get some rest for tonight. And for the forum, after the forum tomorrow, I will contact all 3 of you. Because if this man is still in this city, I think he needs to be dealt with quietly.
As you wish.
I would most certainly agree.
Get some rest, all of you. You have done exceptionally well, as is to be expected. We even may take you to meet the coin maker soon, Mr. Bray.
I look forward to the privilege.
So for those of you who don't know what the coin maker is, and I will get you to explain it in character, obviously. But boons aren't represented by verbal agreement in this city. Each kindred is given a set of coins. A gold one represents a life boon, a silver one represents a major boon, and a copper one represents a minor boon. Every single kindred in this city that has been accepted and been integrated has their own personal crest that they have on these coins, and can then give out as a physical representation of the boon. If you lose that coin, you've lost the boon. When each person is accepted, they are taken to the coin maker and they create their own coins. So Patrick and Edmure will have their own.
Ah, crest.
It is also very much unheard of for people to be taken to the coin maker in a month.
Ah, a crest so soon, Mr. Bray. Truly, you are esteemed.
Would you expect anything less?
Well, it is most unheard of for it to be quite so soon.
Well, these are difficult times. Would expect some allowances for someone who has proven themselves capable.
This is just but one episode, though.
We've all been around for a while. I understand there are traditions here in the way that you do things, but I'm sure that I will become accustomed quite soon. I mean, after all, we seem to be becoming fast friends, Edmure. I'm sure that you would appreciate... I am uncertain of exactly what it means. This coin maker does what exactly?
Perhaps you'd care to explain.
You are familiar in other cities about the concept of the boon.
Yes.
Here, it is not a verbal agreement. We each have a coin. And Patrick will he'll pull out a couple one.
Yep.
This represents a minor boon. I were to hand this to you. You would have a minor boon for me. If you were to lose this coin, you would no longer have the boon.
Now, coins are something that I understand. Very well. Well, surely if we are fast becoming friends, then surely it would be useful for me to be able to offer you such boons.
Potentially, I would not say we are quite friends. We have only just met, after all.
I suppose so. Alone.
Yeah, with that, kind of, Christina will pick up the torpid corpse and walk off.
Do you have any other plans for the evening? Otherwise, I presume there will be some more socializing at this forum for a little.
Is it customary for there to be more socializing, or do people tend to leave after?
Most people have left. And it's kind of like people are encouraged to stay and build up relationships, because if people just disappear off, that's like that's a few less friends you could have made that help stop you fucking us over. So that there might be a few people around, but they're most of them are out off on this hunt.
I will be retiring. I have little taste for idle chat.
Back to the books, I suppose.
Indeed.
And yourself, Mr. Mediator. I'm unclear exactly what that means, by the way.
We have Camarilla, we have Anarchs in the city. I am neither. It allows a neutral party to judge over both.
I see.
So I do not. There's no point in me saying my clan, because I'm as if clanless, but not clanless.
You have given up your clan. How noble of you.
I mean, when you survive what I survived, and they elect you into the position that I am, it is a privilege.
Well, are you staying for any longer yourself, or?
I will be retiring.
Well, I look forward to seeing the two of you tomorrow.
Well, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So as you all retire for the evening, is there anything individually you'd be doing, it would be easy enough for you to like easily slake one hunger off of all of you, just straight out, because you're individual. You know where you're going. You know what you're doing. You could easily slake one.
One thing I forgot to do earlier was to do a rouse check for.
Yes, do that now. I assumed you'd done it already.
I passed, so
cool.
Yep. I will simply retire to retire to Haven. Pick up a book.
Edmure, Terence, is there anything you're doing tonight?
Edmure will probably just be checking his phone to see if anything further has come through from Julia. Failing that, he will, again, just be retiring.
Nothing has come through from Julia?
Terence, for his part, will be not retiring straight away, but sticking around to kind of socialise with some people, still aware that he's got a bit to do to kind of embed himself here, and as you say, finding it difficult. He just needs to keep, finding those opportunities. So he's going to be sticking around. Yeah,
as people, like the people there kind of saw you bringing back the requested traitor so very quickly, a lot of your like socializing and like small talk is incredibly favorable. You're just getting a lot of pats on the back, and people are just like, "Oh, you did great. Show me how to do that sometime, eh?" And it's just like quite a bit of sucking up, if I'm going to be brutally honest.
That's fine. Terence will lap that up. And seek out anybody he seems or believes is kind of his social standing. So we'll kind of avoid the plebs if possible.
So one person you would notice, he's fairly tall, very kind of uppity and about himself. Kind of short blonde hair, kind of half flopped over, half mohawk. Quite a handsome man, but very like conducting himself incredibly well. He's talking to a few people and very clearly maybe one rung above everyone else, but he's milking it.
Well, try to get a feeling for whether it's either going to be, I suppose, two peacocks opposing each other across the room, or else the two of us will start to sort of come together and actually find an accord. But I
mean, as he sees you kind of like hovering around his little social area, he'll point you out and go, "Aha, Mr. Bray! Oh, I saw what you did tonight. It was wonderful." And he holds out his hand.
Take it.
My name is Xander Mallory. I would say the pleasure is yours. I would say the pleasure is mine, but it's yours to meet me.
I'm, do you know Terence Bray, Clan Bruja?
Yes, you were the one from Birmingham, were you not? I'm so sorry about your city. Listen, if I can do anything for you tonight, especially with what you did just there, that was masterful. If I can do anything, just let me know, okay?
Maybe I'll have to take you up on that. I thought
Are you set up in this city yet? Do you have a place to stay?
I'm still looking for somewhere appropriate.
Well, tonight you are more than welcome to use any of the ones I hold. Oh, sorry, where are my manners? I'm sure you'd like to hear more about me. I'm the Ventru representative.
Tremere, sorry. I can't even remember my own characters.
I'm the Tremere representative, Xander Mallory.
Tremere, you say? Oh, well
yes.
Then. Pleasure is all mine, I suppose.
Not too good at the whole sorcery stuff. They keep me around because of this.
And he just like preens his face a little.
Yeah, Terence will play to his clear... Yeah, all that. I mean, he will continue to kind of bask in the glory of the Tremere.
So after a few minutes of you just listening to him talk about himself and how amazing he thinks he is, he's like, "Oh, you are such a good listener. Oh, which one could I let you use? I think I think the bleeding calf will be free tonight. Yes, that's a good idea. And he kind of reach into his jacket, takes out a key, and just holds it out to you. There's it's the penthouse suite of this little hotel. You can use it for tonight. Just find me in the forum tomorrow morning.
Should do. Thank you. And he will then kind of socialize a bit more and then basically go out for feeling deprived by Patrick's efforts at hunting himself. He'll probably go out for a hunt himself afterwards.
Yeah.
And slake some thirst.
It's not going to be difficult to easily slake a hunger. And as you head off back to this, what Xander called a nice little pub, you see is one of the most high-rise hotels in the city. Easily 4 stars, probably pushes 5. And you have no problem getting up with the key.
Perfect.
So, and I think that's where we'll take our break for now. And thank you to all my players so far. I didn't expect the feral critical on the staking.
Well,
There's so much information that just got lost to the wind.
Well,
Yep.
I could have, I thought, yeah.
Just go with it, yeah.
I'm going to need the willpower later.
Oh, me?
Yeah, that's exactly the reason why.
So, right, everyone go get a drink, have a little rest, come back in 10-15 minutes. We'll see you then. And welcome back to those Halcyon Nights. We are just going to kick right back into it because I want to kick this into overdrive. So the next night starts up. Rouse checks, everyone, please.
Okay. How's there? Oh boy.
Oh. So
Somebody
only one
didn't eat
failure
enough
with
last
our
night.
lovely Patrick Duncan.
Mhm.
The next night starts up. And almost immediately, every single vampire of the city will be given a notification on their phone, kind of like how emergency alerts are sent out to people when people go missing or when there's a severe weather in the warning. Every single kindred of the city will get a emergency notification on their phones saying that there is a forum to be held within the hour in the same theatre. As you all attend, you see. Oh, yep.
We've got some time before that.
Yes, you'll have about an hour.
Okay, in which case I would like to take one of those. One of the probably the current misfortune I have staked, and bleed him into a cup enough to satisfy that hunger.
Yep, easily enough.
Then I will drain that from the cup, not from him.
So, yep.
Sorry, all Emir would do is again get out his phone and text Julia and just say, you would do well to attend this one. And see if she responds.
She'll respond with "can't, bigger things in progress."
He won't respond. He'll just sigh and roll his eyes.
This is also very typical of her, because...
Oh, yes. She cannot be bothered with any of it. Neither can Edmure, really. But...
Terence, are you doing anything before?
No.
You have about an hour.
Pretty much going there as soon as possible.
Yep. So you'll all arrive, and on the stage, it's kind of been set up in a fairly macabre way. There is now stage props placed around to give the backdrop of a city, possibly used in some sort of performance beforehand, or that's just left here by people who travel from theatre to theatre putting on their performance. There's lots of mismatched kind of city block backdrops. And Graham is kneeling, still staked, kind of propped up in the middle of the stage. As everyone kind of settles in, talking among themselves, Christina steps out, motions to Graham, and goes, thanks to the efforts of some very industrial among us last night, Mr. Duncan, Mr. Bray, and I can't remember Edmund's second name,
Robinson.
and Mr. Robinson, our traitor was caught incredibly quickly. I have researched his crimes and using the evidence provided to me by his captors, he will be granted final death to be taken out immediately. She reaches into her cleavage, pulls out fairly nasty looking meat cleaver, just steps over to him, aims with his neck, and with one swipe, as his head just rolls off of the stage. As you all know, if you are convicted, this is the fate you will all meet. The peace is not for our protection, and yet it is at the same time. Quite frankly, both the prince and I couldn't really care much less if you tore each other's throats out. But as you know, that will gain the ire of the Second Inquisition. They will come back. And this is the example of those who would expose us. Thank you to all of you for continuing your duties. And if the people I was spoken to yesterday, in roughly an hour, please approach the stage. And she leaves. Jezebel, the Toreador representative, will come and find you, Patrick. She's a kind of olive-skinned woman with fairly dark long hair and wears almost like a very stereotypical fortune teller's outfit, like a kind of starry veil over her eyes, and lots of pouches and belts and straps that have fortune telling equipment on it. As she walks up to you, she pulls out a card and says, Mr. Duncan, mediator, we have a work for you. If you would please follow me.
What's up? Follows. Tap. Tap. Tap.
Yeah. Jezebel almost moves as if she's dancing, kind of as she steps. Every movement is kind of very elegant and graceful, excessively so to anyone that watches. And she will lead you beneath the stage into the band pit, where two kindred are. One's female and kind of curled up in a ball with her knees up to her, not saying anything. She's got sort of dyed blue hair with the roots very clearly showing through. She's probably not seen the outside of this band pit for a little bit. And the other one is a fairly well-dressed ventureman, probably about brown suit, kind of maybe late 40s. Looks at you and says, these two, Mr. Johnson here has accused Hannah of a public feeding. There is no evidence aside from both their words. I refer to your judgment, mediator. And she steps out. As she steps out, the man who was called Johnson by her comes up to you, shakes your hand, and goes, lovely to meet you. I'd quite like to get this over with as quickly as possible. That fucking feral savage over there, he just points over to her, had the gall to feed on someone like me in public. And he lifts his neck up and shows you 2 puncture wounds in his neck. I think that's all the evidence you need, isn't it? Deal with her.
Describe the events, start to finish. No embellishing.
God. Do we have time for this?
Yes.
Fine. I was in the city centre, and with two of my friends, and clearly she decided to take offense with me of some kind. I don't know what I've ever done to her that would ever deserve this. As I was walking through, she just... Oh, the gall of her. She walked up to me, sidled up, took my arm as if to say, "Oh, you are my protector, you are my..." No, she just sunk her fangs into me like a savage. Unacceptable, I tell you.
From him to her. Is she still not down?
Yeah, she's still like in a ball, like fetal position, but sitting up, kind of.
Crash. I'll crash down in front of her.
Yep.
Your story, start to finish.
She just looks up at you, and you can tell she's not had a day sleep for... I'll say roll me intelligence and medicine.
Intelligence and medicine.
Yep.
Okay. Can I do heightened senses for this?
Yes. I'd say so. It's a one shot, fuck it, why not?
Thank God. Because I need that. I have a single success.
Single success. You look down at her, and she's very clearly not had a day sleep for, you'd probably guess, between 3 and 5 nights. She's been kept up. But more annoyingly is the sound of this other man just pacing backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. She just looks up at you and... He's lying.
Look in the eyes.
I wouldn't.
Look in the eyes.
I never would. It's against the rules. And I can't taste if it's... No, I couldn't. She just goes back to, like, in the ball.
I guess in wits and insight to see...
Yep, go ahead.
Yep. And I guess the heightened senses also apply to this?
It would, yes. No. It would be muddied because of... He's just constantly pacing around, and that's really fucking loud to you right now.
Okay, I will blood surge.
Yep.
I have 3 successes.
3 successes.
And I go to hunger 2.
She doesn't sound like she's lying. Like, as you look at her body language and stuff, she's very clearly scared of this guy, and she knows who you are, and she wouldn't lie to you.
Turn to him. Why do you lie to me?
He's going to willpower that. As soon as you say this, the facade just drops. I said, well, she no, she, can't you see? And he's just kind of backing away towards the door.
You know what happens to those who lie to me?
I'm not lying, I promise you. Look, what she did was... And he bolts.
Okay. I will be moving after him.
Yep.
Unsheathing the sword cane. I have rapid reflexes and striking him with the sword cane.
Yep. So roll your dexterity and melee. I know you've wanted me to say that.
Yes, I have. Melee. I will. I will blood charge for this as well because I want this pool. So I'll get. That adds a total of. Hold on. Would my blood potency add to give me the additional die for this? As this is my I am one with this weapon.
I'll say yeah.
Wonderful. So
Because you've put the points in it. I'll say yeah.
2 from that. So that adds. Oh. Just make sure I get this right. Sorry. Bow potency. Add specialization. Yeah, because I believe that's 7. So yeah. That is 8 successes of rouse. I got hunk 3.
Yeah, he's going to take a lot of damage from that. You'll start to, the people who are still in the like antechamber of the theater, that's what it's called. You will see this man start to kind of run out through the seats and head towards the door, and almost in like half a second, Mr. Duncan just comes up and swings his sword across his back, and he just collapses.
It's remaining on the floor?
Yeah.
Wipe the blade clean on him. Sheath the cane. Pull out a stake. Stake him.
There is no resistance. You torpilled him immediately.
As I basically send a message to Rosa to come in and pick him up.
Yeah.
Take him to the car.
Jezebel like joins you at your side again. Not really sure where she came from. As far as you know, she was there. She wasn't there, and now she's at your side. Oh. Huh. Didn't think it would go this way. You know best, though. She disappears off again.
I go back into the room. She's still there?
Yeah. Doesn't take after maybe 5 minutes, you will actually get a message back from Rosa saying outside.
Then I'll gesture her to come up, stand up. Basically tell her to pick him up and carry him towards Rosa.
Doesn't take long for you to do this, and you... Not exactly a nice scene for the people that aren't used to seeing it, mostly Terrence. That something like this would happen in what you would know as like previously sanctioned as court as a pretty peaceful place. The fact that this just happens means this is probably either a really bad situation or this man holds a lot of power that he could just do this and no one would bat an eye.
This is just the way the piece works, apparently.
So yeah, the body is collected, and
I will follow to the car, and I will do what I will if with how much time I can. Yep. I will drain this guy's into another cup, and drain that. So if I have time, I'll take 2. If not, I'll just take the 1.
You'd probably have time to get 1.
I'll take the 1 then. Go down to hunger 2.
Roughly about now, unless there's like other things Edmure or Terrence and Patrick would like to do, it would be roughly coming up to about the time Christina asked you to meet her.
Terrence will certainly be trying to hunt out the Malkavian representative.
Yep.
He's interested in the fact that this guy seems to have been summarily killed.
Yeah.
And the information, he basically wants to try and meet this guy to tell him what he can.
Yeah, you will notice again up in the booths, like on the booths on the side of the theatre, you will see lots of people you don't recognize. You saw Jezebel, who you wouldn't know, talking to Patrick earlier, and as you kind of ask around a little and like say, who is the representative of blah blah blah, I'm new here, you'll be pointed up to the top leftmost booth.
Okay, I'll go up there and see who's lurking.
Yep. So, are you knocking on the door? Or are you just going in?
Yep. Knock on the door.
Yep.
Always polite.
So you'll hear a voice go, enter.
Go in.
Yep.
Good evening. I'm Terence Bray, one of the new refugee. I believe
yes.
you're the Malkavian representative.
Yes. So as you step in and look, there's another person who's fairly as androgynous as you are. You wouldn't even be able to tell their gender just even from looking at them, or even from their voice. They look at, and their hair's fairly like sort of dark red, kind of going down just to below, like just at the start of their ribs. And they look over to you, fairly calm from Arcadia. Go, you're here about Graham, I presume?
Yes. I'm interested.
It's such a sad way that he had to go, but if he really did do what he said they say he did, that can't be justified.
Well, certainly he had papers with him which seemed to sort of contain a particular name that both I and Miss Fox seem to recognise.
Indeed, and as one of the Council of Representatives, I bear no pleasure in also recognising that name. We believe that that person has connections to the people who are hunting us.
Yes.
And so we could not even possibly let this information get out there. You understand?
I understand.
We keep our strengths through keeping tenuous links shut down. It is why they have not come back to our city. If they find even that one tenuous link, they will dig up more evidence. Everything is a code. And that code was close to being cracked.
This individual, he visited Birmingham and may have been somewhat instrumental in the falling of our city. Perhaps.
I hope for your sake that you are wrong, but if you are both here, you might be right.
This, your clanmate, is he prone to paranoia? I take some of your clan are prone to fits of insanity at times.
Many of us are, yes. But that is a part of the code, and we would be broken without it. But for Graham, roll me wits and insight, if you please.
Wow, what a stunning pool. Well, 2.
They kind of just sigh heavily and go, Graham he kept his head down. He didn't really... He tried to keep it hidden, but he was a little more affected than the rest of us, shall we say?
My experience of your clan has been that they like to keep secrets close rather than necessarily feeding them out. Seems strange.
Yes, well, times be as times do. We have to live very differently in this city to as we previously did. I was once in your shoes myself. It took a whole lot of changing things before I got how it worked.
It seems strange. He was rather easy to put down, and yet apparently the claim is that he killed 2 other gang.
Yes, I think...
He looks around.
I don't think there's much truth to it, truth be told. I think Christina's hiding something. She's the closest to the prince after all, so she's probably privy to a little more information than we are. But I think she's hiding something.
Thank you for your confidence.
Of course. Like I said, I myself was once in your position. Sam Morello, by the way.
Morella, not Morello. There's a difference.
Sam Morel. Yes, well then, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And I yours. And now I
Thanks.
would like to finish watching the performance, if you will.
And he just stares back at the stage. They
Okay.
stare back at the stage, sorry.
Terence will get up and wander out.
Yep.
Go back to join the others.
So at this point, Christina would have come back out onto stage and is now looking around to see where the 3 of you are.
Edmure would rise upon seeing her, but Edmure has been watching Terence like a hawk and has noted where he went. And Terence may even notice that he's glaring at him as he's
Probably.
coming back down. Very
It depends on how obvious were you making it? Kind of like a...
Oh, he wants to make it obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not hostile, more just like
Yeah.
measuring him up kind of way.
As you all step onto the stage and meet her, she goes, "Very good. Now, what I'm going to show you and tell you is going to be very important to be kept under wraps. The name you saw before." And she looks around on the stage and kind of beckons you all to kind of come backstage with her. You doing so?
Mm-hmm.
Tap.
Yep.
Tap. Tap.
She comes as you go backstage. There's another kindred sitting back there on a set of crates. Oh yeah, go.
As we're walking back there, can I ask, is the prince not in attendance this evening?
He is not. The words are difficult. The recent activities have been taking a toll on him. The ones of our line tend to also want to stay in areas they like the best. Edmure and Patrick will know the Prince of Toreador, a very old one. So as you head back out to the stage, back on kind of like a pile of crates and props is a kind of teenage-looking woman. She's got blonde hair tied back in a ponytail, wearing a very bright red hoodie, and just kind of looking up around at everyone. Christina steps in and goes, "Nelly, introduce yourself. These ones will be taking over where you fail." Kind of comes up to you and just... "Yeah, we're gonna go take that down. Take him down tonight, yeah?" "Oh, Nelly, be more specific. There's no shame here." As Christina just grins. He looks back at her, goes, "That man, yeah, Jumbo. Me and my group, we were told to go deal with him, yeah? Because pretty fucking good at what we do. He was part of it. And she just nods her head back out, like, back to the stage. But
Part of it.
he was with us. But he's got some guard or summer that's far stronger than you'd fucking think. And two of us were like that, gone. He decided that it would be best to just fucking run. 'Cause he's a coward little bitch like that. I came back, told Miss Fox here what happened, and she said she'd send someone better. And I'm guessing that's you three, yeah?
Yes, that would be us.
Well, I've got to show you where we found him. You ready to go, or do you need a bit of time?
What took your fellows? Well, Maxon, what took your fellows?
I didn't see. They was there, and next minute their head wasn't.
Sorry, I'm only understanding about every third word you are saying. Can you be more clearer, please?
What, is you making fun of the way I speak? I could be more clearer, but I don't think you'd understand more even if I did. Let's just go, yeah?
I'll turn to
Right.
Miss Fox. We're supposed to be cleaning up the failure of this individual. He has not even introduced him or herself properly. Nelly, you say?
The woman in front of you just rolls her eyes, like very much a... Nelly Esser. Gangwell.
Well, that explains the manners.
You see her mouth start to just holds it back. Is you ready to go, or do you need a bit more time?
I think my colleagues here were asking some questions. Perhaps you could elucidate us of what happened.
We found where he's got his little hideout. It's a cafe in the middle of Mayflower Park. Open the back, and it leads down into this little fucking TARDIS looking thing where it's a lot bigger inside than it is on the outside. Or he looks it because it's underground or something. I don't fucking know. So he comes out, says, "Oh, I don't want to fight. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, I just want to talk." Well, that ain't gonna fucking fly, is it? Because he's gonna die because of what he's done. So we rushed him. And then I look to my fucking right, and John and Anna, they're just fucking dead. Their heads are they're gone. I don't know where the fuck they went. So I had to go, otherwise I'd be next.
So you're equally a coward.
Coward, but I kept my head. And I can come back and I can tell you where he is. And I can show you.
Not the coward, Terrence. Survivor. The coward ran and kept running. The survivor came back to report. If she had continued, we would not have this information. Thank you for the information, Nelly.
She bows, like begrudgingly, but also like as a sign of genuine respect, but as a I can't believe I have to fucking do this bow. Got
Are
any
you
more
fair?
questions?
Are you fed?
Yes.
I would hope you would join us. This.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you where he's at.
Not only show, join us.
Yeah.
Good.
John and Anna. I'm gonna fucking rip his fucking head off for what he did. I don't know what he did, but I'm gonna fucking rip his fucking head off.
Maintain your calm.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. And as she says sorry, Christina just... Oh, we are improving. Well done. Yeah, let's just go, right?
Yes.
So she just, as you leave, Christina just waves you off. And as you get out of the theatre, Nelly kind of turns to you all and goes, so do you got transport or we walking? I don't mind either way.
I certainly have transport.
Good.
I can, if you wish, Edmure, Patrick, you can of course join me or take your own transport if you wish.
Well, I had assumed that we would continue the arrangement of the previous evening.
Of course.
Excellent.
I'll basically I've told Rosa to have taken the taken the Ventru back to the storage.
Yep.
And then basically tell her where we're going to join us when she can.
Yep. So I assume you're calling Cavendish to bring
absolutely.
the car around? Yeah. So it only takes about 5-10 minutes for him to bring the car around. And as you get in, Nelly just starts giving him directions to go. And you come to Mayflower Park. It's not the size of a National Trust sort of park. It's a little bit smaller. And Nelly kind of leads you through fairly open fields to a small cafe on the not sort of the outskirts, but just in a little bit from the outskirts. As she does, you can just see her starting to get angry and really start to just...
I put a gentle hand on her shoulder. Calm.
And could I get wits and awareness from everyone, please?
I haven't put up my heightened senses at this point, so I'll just go straight wits and awareness. Two successes.
2. Nice.
4.
Do you hit?
Was that just 1, Terence?
2.
2. So you, Patrick, Terence, and Edmo, you would all notice a man kind of coming around the back of, from outside of the back of the cafe, just hands up. Edmure, you will also see... Actually, I'm going to ask you to whether you'd notice or not. Where are your eyes right now? Where are you looking?
Edmure is just the kind of person who's constantly scanning the area for threats.
You will see
so
a red sniper dot on Nellie's head.
Don't move. There is a dot on her head. Do you see it?
She just
Keep her
looks up and
calm.
like,
I'm going to look up in what direction I might assume the dot's coming on, and I will activate heightened senses too.
Yep. Roll me another wits and awareness, please.
I would like to also use heightened senses.
Yep. Both of you can do that.
5.
5. I'm going to do this roll because this is contested. I'm gonna do the roll next to the microphone so you can hear this.
I'm
Fuck, that guy's a sneaky fucker.
Terrence?
I will be activating the eyes of the beast.
Yep. Just tell me what that does quickly.
Being able to see in the dark, so
Yep.
eyes glow unnaturally and just able to see actually through the dark. So again, helping see a bit in the darkness
Yep.
if there's anything creeping around. Also, primarily just to stare at
This figure.
Nelly
Yeah. Nelly? Okay.
in part whilst activating it and just giving her a grin, saying, "How about you stay where you are for the moment?"
So
I have
Yep.
7 successes, messy crit.
7 messy crit.
Messy critical all over the place.
Fucking hell. You got a messy crit as well?
No, I got 5.
Okay.
But like that's another messy crit. What,
Both
3
of
so
you?
far? No,
Fuck me.
No, it's Patrick got 5, but
I
Emu
got
got the
5
messy crit.
regular.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Okay. So what I'm going to say you will notice. All of you will notice the man is starting to move closer, hands up still. Edmure, you will notice that Nelly is starting to fucking lose it. As with every step he takes closer, she is just fuming more and more and more. And she goes for him. Not even holding back, she just leaps. And
Can I use weapon
we
reflex?
get
So
any-
just
Yeah,
nudge her?
you can try.
Yep.
yeah. Equally, I'm just going to try and put her down
Yep.
back in place.
I was trying to just shove her out of the way of the sniper dart.
Yeah.
That's all I can do. That's all I'm going to be able to do.
Yeah. Yeah, this is contested. Strength and brawl, please.
Strength and brawl.
Yeah.
Dear.
Oh, wonderful. Because this is the downside of this character.
Yeah.
Do you want that from me as well, Lane?
Yes.
Does my rapid reflexes add anything?
I'd let you add 1 for that one because you're trying to act quickly.
Yeah,
So you can add 1.
would it add my blood potency as using as did they count using?
Yeah, sure. You are
Cool.
acting against a very pissed off gangrel.
Hey, I got 2.
2?
What does the blood potency get you?
The blood potency basically using powers you can get additional dice for if the potency levels for how potent your blood is.
How many dice do we get? Because I
you basically-
equally have rapid reflexes, so...
So it'll be 1 from your blood potency if you're using rapid reflexes. That's just because I'm allowing it because you are trying to move incredibly fast to either smack her to the floor to stop her from getting sniped, or 2. I'm also going to roll this next to the camera.
I'm not so worried if she gets sniped, you know.
That's either really good or really bad stare.
So, with a messy crit,
Bye head.
as you kind of grab onto her, she just digs her claws, the claws that are now very clearly forming on her body. She just digs them and throws you 2 off, and as she leaps, you just hear a as her head just and she falls to the floor. The man walking forward just... I only say I want to talk. You don't believe this. All I want to do is talk.
I mean, seriously.
Self-defense.
If she was going to make a mess in here, at least it... What is it that you want?
I just want to talk. I know she sent you to kill me. I don't want that, and I don't want any of you to die. I just want to...
Best on the sword came. Don't say anything.
How about you
Then
start
talk.
talking?
Fine. Information for information. Fine. So as you look him over, you'll see a probably about 5'2" man with long blonde hair. He's got kind of pince-nez sunglasses on. Very kind of scraggly, shitty beard, like a teenager that's trying to grow a beard but can't really yet. Got kind of a tartan jacket on with very loose-fitting white t-shirt and jeans. He goes, information for information. Fine. I've got information you probably don't want to hear. Let's put it that way. And why am I even bothering? You're just going to try and kill me if I don't tell you straight away, aren't you?
You are seriously trying my patience now. You've already made a mess of my fucking car. How about you tell us what I want to know before I attempt something? What's your name? Let's start with that.
John Bordi Morello, I'm Extrata. My friends call me Johnny. Listen, your prince is going to die tonight.
How do you know this?
Are we going to talk? Are you going to try and kill me once you find this out? Or he's still got his hands up. He's not like actively trying to threaten you.
Well, that depends on your part in it. But speak, and we will listen.
I've got no part in it.
You think somebody else does?
He like makes hand motions and goes, "You can come down. They can't do shit with you here anyway." And you just kind of see in the as you're looking at some of the trees in the background, you see someone kind of just fireman slide down one of them, land up next to him, and she just walks up next to him. This is a woman with kind of a short bob cut blonde hair, a huge scar that starts on her nose, goes down like this, wearing a kind of grey kind of army surplus jacket, but kind of tightened up, so it's kind of form-fitting. And with your wits and awareness rolls, you'll see she has an Uzi strapped to each boot. So, your prince is going to die tonight. I've told you that. And surely you've noticed, right? You've noticed she's getting weaker. He's getting weaker and weaker by the day.
Of course.
One of you has to have. Exactly. Who's been closest to him for the entire time?
Well, that would
Miss
be
Fox,
Christina,
correct?
Yes.
And who sent you to kill me?
The very same.
Are you getting what I'm putting down here? She's been getting stronger, he's been getting weaker. Look, just come into my house. We can talk more there. And I'm not going to go missing if you try and kill me, because you'll be in my house and no one fucking comes. So he points to the back of the cafe, and there's like a small red door. Opens it, and there's like a set of stairs going down.
Are the other two sort of accompanying as well?
Yep.
Reluctantly.
No, as in the other individuals that he had with him.
Oh, he only had one.
Only one. Okay.
Just the sniper.
And she's coming with us?
She is like next to him.
Does she appear to be kindred? Kind, good?
She looks like a human. She kind of motions down to the stairs. I'm not going to attack you. One of you could kill me easy. Easy enough. Look at you. And he motions over to Patrick. I know what you've survived. The fact that Fatima couldn't even take you down's a fucking feat. I know that. I wouldn't go head to head with you. Why would I even try?
I'll
If you know
follow him
that, if you know that, then you would know that I will not initiate the conflict.
That's what I was hoping. He just, again, hands up, leads you into his... It's only like 2 or 3 stories down into the underground. And it's almost like a small cottage. You know, like the Shire cottages in Lord of the Rings? It's like almost one of those little hobbit holes, but just underground. Inside, it's like there's one like fairly common sitting room with kind of just like paraphernalia scattered about. He probably doesn't take exactly very good care of it. But the bigger room is a kitchen, and there is someone else moving around inside it. Edmure, you'd recognize who it was.
Oh.
It is Julia.
Oh dear.
She's just like moving around, like pouring out concoctions and stuff.
Julia? What are you doing here?
Oh, Edmure, well, now you know why they couldn't find me.
Well, this is interesting, isn't it?
I found out about what she was going to do. She sent people after me as well. That's why I'm here. Johnny's been protecting me.
Well, we will speak on this later. Alone.
She kind of looks off to the side, very clearly looking like cat caught with the cream sort of look. Johnny just like motions to the sofas and goes, sit down if you want. Drinks. I'm rude. Drinks, anyone?
I would appreciate.
I'm okay, thank you.
Yes, I think that would be unwise.
Okay.
He is his
Just
own
one?
person.
Just one. So he goes to the back and without Julia's help, just takes like a few bottles and few labels, mixes a few of them up, and pours it all out into like this one fairly nice looking goblet. It doesn't look as nice as the ones you're usually handed in court, but it's pretty nice looking, like a sort of upper end wine glass. Hands it to you and goes, all I've got for now. Bon appetit.
I was hoping for the usual, and he sets the goblet aside.
That's the nicest I've got. I promise it's going to be better than what you've previously been served.
Just to say, thank you for the offer, but I think we need the information.
Your diablerie won't compare to this.
Speak.
I said what I said.
Perhaps you could explain to me. You visited Birmingham for a period of time. What was your business there?
You're aware of Thin Bloods, correct? As you call them so derogatorily in your circles.
Yes, I'm not ignorant.
We've deduced some things over the time. You've got your blood sorcery. We've got our alchemy. We can't do the things that you do with blood. But I've been making some strides. You lot are struggling. I know that. You're struggling with trying to find things to feed, with opportunities. I've come across something that will fix that. And he goes back again, takes out a very small little glass vial and just holds it up. This is something I've been working on since I was in Birmingham. And they tried to kill me for this.
Why you left?
Not out of choice. He uncorks the little vial, pours like a tiny little drop into a goblet, and then just sips it. And almost immediately, he looks completely satiated. It takes a little refinement. But this formula, it's perfect. And she would have me killed for it. Because this would disrupt everything she's done.
And in Birmingham, who tried to kill you?
He looks off again and just into the distance, and well, the prince decided that I was a heretic. You know how they are. You know how those old Toreador are. They get in their own heads. They create their own endings. And he decided that because I was trying to disrupt their ways,
which have survived for decades, if not centuries.
And not for much longer. You know this, right? You all have to realize this. The only reason you are in this city is because of these laws, these rules that they all set up for you, that have kept you safe. And I know you wish you could go back. I really do. And he just looks at you directly, Terence. Back to those Halcyon nights, where it made sense. Where you all ruled over this city with an iron grip, where you could do what you wanted. Those days are over. And they're pushing back against it. And all I want to do is help the people that will have me. Come on. I have no ill will towards any of you. Your prince will die tonight.
Could I roll wits and insight to see if I believe him?
Yeah, go ahead. This is not contested. Anyone else wants to roll for the same thing? They can do it.
4 successes.
4.
Terence cares slightly less about that, and will follow up with a, did Hugh have anything to do with the fall of Birmingham? And will basically be wanting to sort of focus his attention on the response to that, rather
Patrick
than...
and Edmure, you will. He doesn't feed all of his body, all of his body language will point to he doesn't think he's lying. I didn't. I left because I knew there was going to be something. Someone sold you out. It wasn't my fault.
I'm going to pick up the goblet.
Yep.
Have a drink.
You slake 3 hunger.
Will that take me below 0?
It will take you to 0. And if you have any folkloric blocks or feeding restrictions, you may bypass them for the next 2 nights.
I believe him, for what it's worth. I think he speaks the truth.
Whoa!
What is wrong, Mr. Duncan?
How easily can you make this?
It takes a little bit. I'm very, very lucky that I've had a volunteer. Her blood gives me a basis to work with. The hemoglobin reacts with stomach acid and it multiplies. I don't know how much any of that means to any of you. But it's something special. He goes back to the kitchen, pours more stuff, creates 2 more for you. I'm not lying.
I would advise you drink it. It is very good.
A volunteer, you say? truly.
Julia kind of steps out and goes, yes, he helped me with my situation. Said there was some experiments, but I'm sorry I kept this from you, but he's doing some real good here. Occasionally I give him some of mine to speed up the process, provide something to work with. We've been looking down on these thin bloods for far too long. They're doing some amazing work. Maybe might be just him. I don't know.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree.
It's important to have workers who work, who come up with new ideas.
To that end, I will tell you what I know about what's going to happen tonight. So, yeah, I can't believe this. Graham Lineburn, correct? Was the one you were dealt with last night. It's my job. I am how can I put this? I help people get out of places. Miss Fox hired me to get him out of here. I set up a boat to meet him at the docks at 2 a.m. and take him to France. According to my driver, he never appeared and there was people on the water. And he goes like in front of you on the like kind of little nice coffee table in front of you, picks up a small book and just shows it to you. And on the last page, there is a name, Graham Lineburn, and how much he was paid and by who. Christina's name shows up a lot of times on this document. So my theory is that she's looking around, sending the people who would oppose her the least to try and deal with me to get them out of the way. I kill them in self-defense, and that feeds into her plan.
It seems you are becoming acquainted with the ways of old.
I would prefer you didn't put it like that. I'm trying to move things forward, and she's trying to have me killed.
And so what would you have us do?
I wouldn't have you do anything. I'm just giving you the information. I believe I believe your prince is going to die tonight. I believe that Miss Christina Fox has been sapping his strength for some time. And that with you three here, with the countless people she sent to me before, I think she's going to move tonight.
This elixir you have, would it restore the prince's strength?
You can't restore someone if their soul is not theirs anymore. You would know about that.
Patrick turns to Downside, but drink. It's good.
If we take any action tonight, I will not do it while supping from this thing's concoction.
Edmure will glance over at Terence and then drink.
You slake 3 hunger, and you can bypass any feeding restrictions or folkloric blocks for 2 nights.
Just push it back across the table.
Fine. As a show of good faith, diet if you want to go with them. She steps forward and just hoists the gun across her shoulder and goes, "Alright, fuckers. So, as you probably know, bit specialised in hunting peoples like you. So, what I'm going to say now is you get one shot from me. And wherever you hunt him, I ain't going to be on the ground with yous.
Understood.
Look up and down. You could maybe be well, at least a range match for Fatima herself.
Oh, he's such a flatterer. Johnny kind of like steps up to her and... So, I know two of you know where the... Actually, hang on. Yeah, I think Patrick, you'd know. Patrick, you'd know that the Prince's Haven is a museum called Solent Sky. Put it out there for information purposes. At least one of you knows where the Prince's Haven is. Christina takes him back there almost every night, and I believe that tonight she's going to attempt to diabolize him. Whether that's going to succeed or not, I've got no fucking clue. Because she's been doing this for a while. And it might be the thing that tips her over the edge.
I'll look over the goblet that Terence pushed away. Does this stuff keep strong for very long?
About a week.
Would I be able to have that in the flask?
One for the road, of course. And he
Appreciate it.
kind of takes a little bit of time to make up a hip flask of one and hands it over.
If you are right, you have done a great service to the city.
Don't particularly care about the city. I care about keeping me and my own safe.
From what I hear, that is within the philosophy of this city.
Well, then we might have a partnership after all.
Possibly, yes.
You should care about your work. It is quite the marvel.
That's why I fled Birmingham.
I am glad you did.
For what that's worth, thank you.
You seem to know a great deal about what happened in Birmingham. Perhaps once we are done with tonight's endeavours, we might talk again. If you prove yourself worthy and with useful information, then perhaps we can start along a working relationship.
Sure. Listen, if you're going to go, I'd go soon. You've seen. You can believe me or not, or believe what I've told you or not. Diet can take you there, and you'll see if I was right or not.
Yes, let us make haste.
So the sniper, Diet, she, again, hoists her gun back over her shoulder and kind of leads you out.
Patrick will turn to Terence and goes, "You're the lifer. Combat capable or not?"
Are you talking to him or?
Terence.
Okay.
He has some skills, but he is not a kindred, so yes, he could be quite useful. He handles a shotgun well.
I will also bring someone, and I'll basically text Rosa to bring the car, bring the car up. As well.
Perhaps they can watch the exits whilst we enter.
Yes.
Yeah, so Rosa will arrive pretty quickly. Boss, what do you need me for?
I believe if the information is correct, there will be an assassination attempt on the prince tonight.
What?
I know.
We gotta get there. And at that, Diet speaks up and goes, "Yeah, we fucking do.
Let's go."
Come on." And she will send directions to the Museum of Aviation in Southampton's Solent Sky. It's fairly large. It's not like a quaint little town museum. It is a fairly comprehensive museum of aviation history, which is a perfect place to hide someone that doesn't want to be found because it's pretty big. As you kind of pull up to the outside of it, I will turn to the group as a kind of whole and go, like I said, you get one shot.
I'm a little unclear what you mean. You'll take one shot.
I'm a sniper, that's what I do. Unless you tell me not to, or tell me how do you think this is gonna go? Because I ain't gonna be down on the ground with you lot fuckers. I'm gonna be up in that buildings around there, waiting for my shot.
Presume we will go inside, and do we wish to keep our one shot in case somebody tries to leave?
Do you have a contact number that we can link up to?
She digs around in her coat for a little bit, like going, no, handing giving you a small little Bluetooth headset.
This will work. Thank you. I'll direct Rosa to prepare how she prepares.
Yeah. So, hang on. As Rosa kind of moves up to Diet and starts to try to get buddy to prepare with her, she just looks at her and goes, and what's everyone's celerity rating?
I have 1.
3? Nothing? But any of you who have celerity will recognize Diet, will watch Diet move at speed close to a kindred. Up the side of a building and just shimmy not spider climb, because that's a very specific power, but she'll grab a pipe, jump from one to the other, up, and just perch herself up on a roof.
I'd be able to nod appreciatively.
That's a rare woman.
Yes. Seems quite talented, especially at putting dogs down. We see our ways inside?
Yes.
It's not difficult to get inside, and especially with your skill sets as is. You kind of get in, cautiously avoiding alarms, because I'm assuming you would do that.
Yep.
Yep. Any traps? Anything? Any security?
I'm not going to be the I'm not the sort of game master that goes, and because you didn't specifically say so, you set off all the alarms. Assuming you go forwards, kind of carefully, slowly looking for alarms, and following Patrick's lead, you go past the World War II history exhibit, kind of slink to the back with the staff room. Open the door slowly, and there is a corridor that looks dilapidated and disused. And actually, can I get a wits and awareness from everyone, please? As you're kind of coming up to this corridor.
Three.
Her 8.
Oh,
Nice.
fuck.
Just one for me.
Just one.
Paying attention.
Edmure, you will hear
There's lots of good art in here, man.
You will hear a almost feral sounding from inside one of the rooms. About 20 meters down to your left.
Okay. Can I pinpoint exactly which door?
Yeah, you would be able to.
I would wordlessly gesture.
Would know the location where the prince normally is?
You would know that that would be his room, like the room he retires to. Yes.
That is his room.
Hmm.
Be careful.
What do you hear?
I hear rasping sounds.
As you kind of, with your 8 successes, as you listen in even more,
That's a critical win as well.
it changes from even less of a guttural growling to like almost a. Wait, the guttural growling stays, but you hear kind of scratching and lots of frenzied movement in that room.
It is changing now. It sounds like there may be some kind of struggle. We should proceed quickly.
Terence is basically going to start lively and quickly moving down the stairs and getting there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Quickly.
Yeah, very quickly.
As you start to like move down this corridor, the footsteps echoing in these like dilapidated stone halls, the door bursts open, and out steps Miss Christina Fox with a savage look in her eyes. It's almost all pretenses of what could pass of humanity are gone, and she is almost like hunched forward. Any sort of pretense, you'd all recognize this as she's fully gone. The beast has taken over. She is a white.
Is it just a straight corridor?
It is a straight corridor.
So there's nothing I can step behind.
Terence is, well, knowing that these guys are sort of coming up behind, Terence's intention is probably to run up the wall, over the ceiling, and try and drop down behind her so that we can essentially come from either side.
Yep.
I'm guessing this is a narrow corridor rather than a large.
It's probably about the size of like a regular door, but just like a tiny bit wider.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got like spider climb or something, right?
I have traversal if you need me to rouse.
Traversal, yeah, that should. No, that should be for your pretty experience in this sort of thing. She will, however, like almost like out of instinct, see something moving and just take a swipe.
Okay.
So I believe we are starting combat.
Oh yeah.
So I'll say roll dexterity and brawl against this to defend.
Dexterity and brawl. If I activate rapid reflexes, that can give me a bit of defense against this.
I am not sure. It's been a while.
Rapid reflexes.
Or is that? No, sorry, that's fleetness, isn't it? Yeah, fleetness. And once per turn, the user can also use this when defending with dexterity athletics. So if I can use dexterity athletics to try and
I'll say you can use
revive it.
dexterity athletics. That'll be nice. So how many successes total?
2.
2. You take 3 superficial damage as the claw just whoosh and catches you on the side.
Sorry, no, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought you'd rolled.
No. So I'm going to willpower this.
Yep.
For definite. Okay, so that is 5 successes.
5 successes. So as you slip around her, the claw just like narrowly and scrapes across the sides of the wall, but you come down behind her. What's everyone else doing? These two are now solidly in combat.
How far away am I from would you say?
You'd be about 10 foot at this point.
She
could easily run in.
Does she seem to be focused on him?
No. She's still like out forward. She like took a claw swipe, and is just back to trying to assumedly get out.
I'll activate the earpiece and goes, if Christina Fox exits the building, take her out.
Got it.
And I'll step aside, give you a clear path out.
Yep. Edmure, what are you doing?
Edmure would draw his firearm,
Yep.
which is some kind of Victorian revolver military piece. And if he can get a clear shot without danger of hitting Terence, he would take a shot.
Yep. That's wits and firearms, I think, isn't it, for a firearms roll?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay.
Can
you tell I've only ever been on the player side?
I'm not on the combat side either.
Yeah. Joanne never got into combat in Time of Seas. I literally like.
I'm gonna re-roll.
She's a good girl.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, that is 4 successes. I believe.
4 successes. So she got 2. So that's 2 superficial, I believe.
Sounds right. Yep.
So your shot, you take aim, fire, and the shot just rings smack across the head, and she stumbles a little. But now we're kind of back all around. Everyone's done something. So we'll say, Terence.
Just to check, as I use fleetness and traversal, do you need me to just roll rouse checks for those?
Yes, if you, yeah.
So
You might
hunger
get
2,
very hungry.
quite possibly.
Or not.
Yeah, no, that's
Yep.
up to 3. So my intention at this point is basically to try and rip fingers into the back of her and just try and land hands on the shoulders and just try and rake down.
Sounds good. She's going to do it at -2 because you are behind her. You'll get
Definitely activating prowess in order to do this as well. So is this strengthened? I'll ask the combat master Phil.
Yeah, my disco kind of crap there. So you're using hands.
Strength and brawl, is it? Yeah. So using unarmed.
That's a strength and brawl.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, my disco kind of froze. I'm like going, I see the rouse checks, but I'm getting nothing here for a second.
Yeah, I refer to Combat Master Phil because, gangrels and Silas.
No problem. And frankly, I'm going to rouse for this as well.
Yep.
So does that get 2 extra dice, is it?
Yes.
Cool.
Blood potency.
And sod it, will willpower it as well. Fucking hate this one.
Yep.
Well, 6 successes.
6 successes total, nice. She's defending at -2 because you're behind her. You reach your fingers in and just scrape down as she makes a kind of incredibly disturbing guttural noise. And she's going to attempt to run while also taking a swipe at anyone who's in her way.
Okay. Does she look fairly hurt by this?
A little bit.
I do have an extra 2 levels of damage, unarmed damage to this because of the prowess, by the way.
So that changes it. She does look wounded, but probably not being close to taken down.
Mm-hmm. In that case, Barrett, as she passes, out and slash.
Yep. She's just roll your pull. She's not trying to defend. She's just trying to take a swipe at people as she goes past. So she's just running.
Okay, sticks, and I will blood surge. I will add the whole caboodle because that's a stonking 15 fucking dice.
Edmure, you're also in the way, so she's also taking a swipe at you as she tries to get past.
And fuck it, I'm going to willpower.
Yep.
Because why the fuck not? So 7, 8. That will be 9 successes, critical win.
Nice.
And I don't get hungry.
The swipe against you is also a critical win.
Okay.
For 3 superficial.
Is that after halving or is it not
That's
halved?
after halving.
Okay.
And Edmure, the one against you.
Okay.
Are you taking any like actions? Like, are you trying to defend?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
jump
gonna
out the
shoot.
way? Are you trying to like? She's like running at you, and
Yeah,
like,
he would
but
jump out the
clearly
way.
trying to go past.
Yeah, he's not going to block her way.
Yeah. For superficial damage halved. That's after halving.
Oh, okay.
So the claws just rake across both of you, and she looks. It's almost like at this point a wild animal who has been injured and is trying to flee. As she goes past you, she just like jets off. And are you following? Are you keeping an eye on where she's going?
Following at top speed.
Yep.
Following. I will rouse to heal.
Yep.
I go
Yes.
to Hunger One, but
I will do the same.
Yep. As you like kind of follow after her, there's not much museum left. She's kind of just like forcing her way through, chucking down exhibits and heading just towards a huge window that she's very clearly going to try and like break through.
I'm using the headset to inform our lovely sniper that basically where she's headed, so line at the dot.
Yep.
Are we able to get to her before she gets to the window?
If you make like a concerted effort to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it sounds like she's going to probably go through that window.
Yeah, you can tell what she's trying to, yeah.
So Terrence's intention, just watching that with a glint in his eye, will be he's hoping to, as she tries to make through the window, leap up behind her, grab her hair, and try and pull her back, so that if there's shattered glass, she will end up falling onto it, basically.
Okay.
Trying to prevent her get out, basically.
Yeah.
I'm just going for that. I'm saving for another slash.
I
I got 15 motherfucking dice for it. Come on.
will say roll me. Strength and brawl.
Mhm.
This will be contested. It's not a like. This will be a tug of war of do you physically have the strength to pull her back from
Pull her back, yeah.
just trying to escape?
See how we do. Does potence have any bearing on this, or
What is your potence rating?
2?
2. Hers will.
Sorry?
Hers will. Yours won't.
Oh, okay. I will rouse for this.
Yeah.
Am I able to get closer for a slash as well, or is that?
I think if you made like the concerted effort to try and get close to her,
That's what the.
you also might be in the crossfire line.
Can I go for a shot as well?
Dexterity firearms.
So I'll make my strike because that's a sexy amount of dice. I'm not gonna lie, that's such a sexy because I'm gonna rouse. I'm gonna do because fuck it, why not?
Oh, wow.
Fuck it, willpower. Waste of willpower.
Yep.
But that is 7 successes, non-critical win.
Yep.
I
And I get a 2.
only have 3 at the moment, so I'm probably also going to willpower to see if I can.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
So you kind of grab onto her and kind of muster up your strength to try and stop this, basically at this point, just flailing, raging beast trying to escape. And she just yanks you off and with a lot of successes, just throws you to the ground. You still get your slash, though. So that is
7 successes, non-critical.
7 successes. So that is...
I've tried to apply to get the critical, but I've got nothing on.
So she smashes through the window, and
I got 4 as well.
4? Okay. That is... She smashes through the window and starts to run off into the night. And then that same you hear. And she stops and just rolls. I pre-rolled that before this. She got 22 successes on that gunshot. Yeah.
Holy motherfuck. Okay.
If it would have been a bad shot, I would have just let it happen. But she got 22 successes. And aside from the initial crash of the sniper shot, you also see the body start to burn as it kind of smolders. And Patrick, in your headset, you will hear, "Oh, that's me one shot. I'm fucking off." And she's probably broken the headset on her side.
I will go back to where the print was.
Yep. That room is a bloodbath. His body is laid out on a fairly ornate 4-poster bed, looking like it's been sucked dry like a raisin. And maybe after that, from what you can see of the blood on the walls and on the floor, it looks like she diablerized him and then just started to slash at the corpse. Like a wild beast trying to get more food.
I will contact Rosa to basically go, in there's a R3.
She doesn't really have any words, but what comes in, she goes, "And what the fuck are we going to do now? You're the mediator, you have to deal with this. Somehow."
You deal with this as mediator.
He's the only one of authority here.
So the prince has no authority.
Prince is dead.
When the prince is not dead, well, I suppose. Where do we go from here?
The representatives?
Contact the representatives. Now. They start sending messages off.
Yeah. A very quick emergency forum is called. As you all... Hang on, let me roll. A very emergency forum is called in Solent Sky, the museum. As everyone gathers around, apart from the people with reasons not to be. Mr. Ike McKnight and any friends of yours who would be helping others.
Yep.
Jezebel, the Toreador representative, kind of finds you all and goes, "I am sorry. I did not... I feel incredibly guilty that this happened under any sort of watch of mine." She reaches into a little pouch, pulls out gold coins, 3 of them, hands 1 to each of you. "Representative of all of us, thank you for dealing with this. I don't know what this will mean for our city in time, but we will endure." So, and that's where those Halcyon nights will come to an end. Thank you to all my players for
Thank you, Lane.
coming along for this wild ride that I've had
Yes.
written for a while.
Oh,
Thank you to Mitch for doing the tech, and for all of you lovely people for watching.
it's appreciation week.
I know I've been off of your screens for a little while, but
Came
I'm
back with a
and
bang.
Yeah, and I do a few other things. You can find me. I'm going to be playing in a D&D 5th edition podcast called City and Snow fairly soon. Be But yeah, thank you again. Thank you to Peter, Carlos, Bex, everyone having me on. Back again. I missed you all. And once again, thank you to my players. I love you all, and goodbye.
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 See ya.